Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Central in Botswana. You can kind of see the Botswana there. In Botswana. This is the Central District of Botswana. Now, this is really exciting because this area actually includes one of my bucket list places, the Makgadikgadi Pans. There's lots of places in Botswana that I want to visit. Okavango Delta is just up there. There's the Kalahari right here, and other rivers and things that I would love to see. But Makgadikgadi Pans might be number one in Botswana. As you can see here, they are salt pans. Once upon a time, they were lakes that dried up. All that's left is the salt. During the rainy times, they do tend to flood up again, and it draws so many of Botswana's varied wildlife to this area. So here you can see the national park. And here's the actual salt pans. For my Swifties out there, Wildest Dreams was filmed at the Makgadikgadi Pans. One of my favorite Taylor Swift videos. It's so beautiful. So yeah, it's just a very stunning piece of the world and of beautiful Southern Africa. You can see it is very large. It is the largest district in Botswana, and it's also the most populous. I almost said prosperous. I guess that too. Populous. It does not include Soma Town. That's its own thing. It'll have its own video someday, so ignore this town up here. But the village that is included is Serowe, right here, which is the third largest, I guess you call it, I would call it a city, but apparently in Botswana they call them villages, which I kind of like. The third largest village in Botswana, and a very important center of Botswana's history. The rest of this district is made up of the Kalahari Desert. You can see right here, the Kalahari Desert, all throughout here. The Kalahari is not like what you think of when you think desert. The Namib Desert is just over there, and that is like the kind of desert you think. When you think desert, you think either like sand dunes, or you think like cacti and tumbleweeds, like Sonora and Chihuahua kind of desert. It's not that. It is technically a desert because desert is judged by how much rainfall, precipitation it receives. So it's below the threshold of rainfall that it can be considered a desert, but that does not mean it is barren. It does not mean it is sandy. It still has so much life in it. Botswana is one of the most diverse countries in Africa in terms of wildlife. Pretty much all of the classic animals you can imagine you can find in Botswana, especially elephants. Let me get Topple. Botswana has the most elephants in any country in Africa, and that is not by accident. They've been preserving their beautiful wildlife as much as possible, really recognizing that this is their national treasure. They're beautiful creatures, right, Topple? That's right. We love Botswana. That being said, let's talk about the history here. Now, there's not a lot of recorded history, but we do know that human history here stretches very far back. In fact, it's believed that Homo sapiens could have possibly descended from this region. I'm not an expert on that. I'm not a leaky, but it is believed that the evolutionary changes that created Homo sapiens could have happened at the Makgadikgadi Pans and then slowly spread throughout the continent. Pretty neat. So yes, human history goes way far back. Back to the very beginning of human history, possibly. This region is the homeland of the Bamangwato people, the Bamangwato, especially down here in the south. And then I couldn't really find anything else until 1885 when Botswana became a protectorate of Great Britain known as Bechuanaland. Now over nearby you can see Zimbabwe is just over here, which this district does have a very long border with Zimbabwe here and also South Africa as well. Zimbabwe is over here, and this land was controlled by Cecil Rhodes. It was called Rhodesia, and he wanted this area to be part of that. Now, the current king of the Tswana people was King Khama III, and he knew that if Cecil Rhodes sank his claws into this land, it would be all over. Cecil Rhodes was all about exploitation of labor, of the land resources. He wanted to build railroads everywhere. They did not want him controlling their land. So Khama III went to London to plead with the British. I think who was it at that point? 1885? I can't remember what monarch that would have been. 1880, some king, I'm sure. I don't think there was a queen at that time. Watch me be super wrong, but I think there must have been a king of some kind at that point. Begged with the British Parliament as well to let this be a separate entity, all their own, and the British agreed, and they created Bechuanaland. In this part of what was then Bechuanaland, King Khama III founded this town right here in 1902. It was originally called Serowe, but the British spelled it wrong. They put an E at the end instead of an A. It became Serowe. And apparently it just stuck. And that's what they call it now. Add that to the list of terrible names based on mispronunciations that the British Empire created. There's tons in the Caribbean. There's Grenada. There's quite a few over in like Asia, India, all that. Add this to the list. This was a British typo that has stuck, and now it's called Serowe, which is not a word in the language here at all. It is gibberish, but that's what it's called now. Khama III would pass away in this town, and there's a museum here for him, and I read that his grave is here, but I couldn't find it. And I also read that you have to have like very special permission to see his grave, so it's probably not geotagged at all, but I believe that he was definitely buried there. It was also the birthplace of Seretse Khama, the first, I believe, president of Botswana, who really set the precedent of Botswanan history. Very famously, he married a white woman, which almost lost him the crown. He was the heir to the throne. I don't think he was king yet when he married her, but he was heir apparent. He almost lost the throne, and then when Botswana gained its independence, he became, I believe they have presidents in Botswana. Should probably have double-checked that. But he wound up being, from what I can tell in history, very fantastic. His son, Ian Khama, also was elected president. Why am I doubting myself? I'm pretty sure they have presidents in Botswana. Pretty sure. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, he was born here in Serowe. And that's pretty much all of the information that I have. Most of this district is just beautiful, like wildlife, just beautiful scenery. So there's not too much history here, but still very important for Botswana's history. So let's go to the tablet, and we're going to look at Makati pans and the rest of this district on Google Earth. Let's go. Here we are in the Central District. And let's, of course, start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Here we are in southern Africa, like I said, bordering Zimbabwe, South Africa. Botswana also borders Namibia here, and technically Zambia. Technically, it's got this 4-point border, which I think is the only one in the world, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, here's beautiful southern Africa. You don't say South Africa because that's this place. This is Southern Africa. Now, Botswana is very easy to find if you're up in space because you can see the Okavango Delta very prominently. And the Makati pans are very bright white because they're all salt. So let's, actually, we're going to start in Serowe because we're going to save the best for last. Let's see. Serowe. Lost it for a second. So yes, this is a very big, bustling, yeah, I guess they call them all villages. And you look at this, like, this is a city. Like, look at the size of this place. We were just over at the capital of Belize, and it was not even half of this. Like, it's wild. But here's the Comma the Third Museum. Let's take a look. Very cool place here. Lots of artifacts from his life, photographs. Very important person to Botswana's history. Botswana may not exist as we know it today if not for him. All kinds of tools there. Looks like there's some art happening there. Kinds of baskets. Lots of photographs, my goodness. Lots of tools and things. Maybe this was his bed. And there's the big hill we're going to look at next. The Serowe Hill, which has no slideshows. But down here at the foot of it, this is the Kikotla of the Pamangwato, which is their local, like, I want to say headquarters. Like this, there's not really any pictures, but whenever there's a big meeting of all of the Pamangwato chiefs, they meet here. Like, this is their ceremonial meeting space, their Kikotla. Still there, right next to this big, beautiful hill. What else did I need to show you in Serowe? Let's just look at the main slideshow and we'll see some pictures about town. The gardens here. Cool rocks there at this cemetery by the looks of it. Nice pool. They got the grill going. This is definitely a good example about town. This looks like it's all just taken in one park. The little huts there on top of the hill. Yeah, nice pool. So yeah, some cacti there. Some pictures about town. But yeah, very big, bustling town here. Village in beautiful Botswana. Nearby is the Comma Rhino. If I can find it. The Rhino Sanctuary. I hope it'll pop up. I know it's nearby, like up here somewhere. There's lots of glamping, of course. Very big part of Botswana's tourism industry is all of the safaris that they have. Oh, it's not. I'm probably way off. Let's look it up. Let's see. Comma Rhino Sanctuary. Let's see how far off I was. Not terribly far, but not close either. Let's see, some rhinos. Amazing. I think those are white rhinos. Beautiful giraffes and zebras and big, beautiful, twisty trees. Lots of antelope, impala-looking guys. All kinds of rhinos. Big tree. A hornbill, just like Zazu. And yeah, watching over the rhino population in Botswana, we welcome you to Comma Rhino Sanctuary. How incredible that would be to see rhinos in the wild. You can pitch a tent, stay overnight, see all of the beautiful creatures and the beautiful sunsets here. Incredible. Big hornbill there. There is a memorial down here, and I had to look up what this was. Let's see if it'll pop up. Right here. The Lipscomb Monument. Up close here. It's for Daniel Lipscomb, which when I googled, apparently like a Twitch streamer or some kind of Roblox player popped up or something. But I couldn't find anything about him except on the Darwin Awards website. And I don't think that's very justified. If you don't know, the Darwin Awards is a catalog of people who died in like very, like, not dumb ways, but they weren't thinking. He went into a rhino enclosure and got jabbed in the stomach, and that was the end of this guy. Very unfortunate, but apparently he was incredibly passionate about wildlife and the rhinos and all of that, so he left this world doing what he loved, evidently. I don't think that counts as a Darwin Award. Although they did say he was not supposed to be in that rhino enclosure, and they'll never know why he went in the rhino enclosure, but yeah. This is another major town, Palapye, founded around the same time as Serowe. Convenient stopover on one of southern Africa's principal north-south rail and road routes. So yeah, from what I understand, it's nothing to, like, you gotta come to Palapye and see this and this, but it is still an important town in this area. Founded back in the early 1900s. But yeah, as you can see, this landscape is pretty barren, and that is on purpose because this is not for people, it is not for colonizers, it is not for industry, it is for the animals. And here we can see some of these incredible salt pans, the Magadi pans. And yes, certain times of year during the rainy season, this place is absolutely teeming with wildlife flocking to the waters here. You can see there's a little salt farm right there. Let's find a good slideshow. Magadi Pans National Park. Who do we have here? A big zebra family. Some sweet elephants. And zebras there in the sunset. Giraffes. A whole party of all kinds of different creatures here enjoying the nice waters. Of course, also beautiful plants and shrubs as well, all green and lush after rainy season. Looks like some flamingos there, some ostriches, and some big guys back there of some kind. I can never tell the difference between all of the deers, especially when you get to southern Africa, because there's so many different species that are just there. Here's a famous baobab tree. I think it's geotagged. We might be able to take a look at it. Meerkats. There's the safari jeeps that you take out. Beautiful bird there. Can't really see what it is because it's not looking at the camera. Let's see if we can find that baobab tree. I think I saw it. Because yeah, there's not much to see here because it's all wild. Huh, maybe not. Things aren't really popping up like they're supposed to. But that's okay. But yeah, incredible wildlife. Looks like there's a settlement right here. Do you think there's pictures? There is not. How about down here? Nope. But yeah, these are the Magadi pans. I wonder if we just typed it in, if anything extra would pop up. I just blanked on how to spell it. Magadi pants. I wonder if it'll be just the same slideshow. Oh no, look, Magadi Basin of the formerly enormous Lake Magadi, which once covered an area larger than Switzerland, but dried up tens of thousands of years ago. Hope that's all we can see. This beautiful stretch of land. It's so gorgeous. Someday I'll get to come here and see all of this incredible wildlife. Let's put on Street View. Let's see. Looks like all the roads, but no photographs within the salt pans. That's unfortunate. Oh wait, here's there's some. Now they're popping up. Let's look at this one. We'll look at a couple of these and we'll just end the video. Oh, it's someone's glamping tent here. My goodness. Nice cushy chairs. They got books. My goodness, that's a nice camp there. My goodness. Fancy. There's a whole bunch in these tents apparently. Yeah, there's the base camp. My goodness. Let's find some more. There's some out here. And there's some over here. I knew there'd be pictures somewhere. There's the... I found the tree. Yeah, it's all in the glamping tents. Look at... You can lounge here and watch the wilderness go by. Wow. Oh, go swimming. Excellent. That's so nice. Okay, where'd the tree go? I saw it. I saw it. It popped up for that brief moment. Where'd you go, tree? Come back, come back, come back, come back. How about this? Let me tap on this again and see. Nope. It did not. What in the world? Well, I mean, you already saw a picture of the tree, so. My goodness. Yeah, look how nice, wide, and empty all of this land is. It is not for us, it is all for them. Let's find... Oh, there it is. Ha 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 ha. I found the tree. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, I did it. Let's see. Wow. It's just empty. My goodness. I wanted to... Let's turn that off. I wanted to see the tree. Green baobab. These are trees that grow. There's a couple different varieties around the world, but the very famous ones are in southern Africa and Madagascar. The trunks are thick with water. That's why they're so bulky. They're full of water. So they are very life-sustaining for a multitude of reasons. And they're very unique. And the little prince's biggest fear. Very cool. Alright, let's find one more photo to end this video. What if we don't want to go too far because we're going to leave the district. But maybe we can find something more over here. Maybe something random will pop up that we can look at. Let me put the borders back up just in case. Central Botswana. I guess the Limpopo Wilderness Reserve is here, technically. It is on the border there. Why not? Let's see, we got some hyenas. This is definitely where we're going to end it. Look at all these beautiful animals. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. Next week, I do 4 places a week. 3 of them have capital cities in them. Can you believe that? And here I was a few weeks ago saying, oh, it's going to be a while till we talk about a capital city. Oh no, we are going to 3 capital cities, and the 4th one is like a suburb of a capital city. But this is continuing the central saga. All of the places in the world that have regions named central, or in French it would be centre, or there's some places called like center east, things like that. Oh, sweet rhinos. So the central saga continues ever onward. Also, next week is the last week of the year that I'm doing this style of video where I research a place and tell you all about it. And then it will be time for viewers' choice, where you guys picked the topics I'm going to talk about. And I've already picked them, so you don't need to submit anymore. They've already chosen. But it's going to be a very interesting lineup this year. Very random, very diverse things. Look at this sweet, beautiful cheetah. Beautiful cats. So yes, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational, and I hope that you have a good night. Good night.